Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to show you how to make this Next Adventure bookbinding card. So this is perfect for Father's Day, which is coming up this Sunday here in the UK. I don't know, is it the same everywhere? I know Mother's Day changes around the world, but I don't know about Father's Day. So anyway, so here we go. It's using Next Adventure stamp set, which I'll show you here. Really should have got that out. Love the set. So this is great if you know someone who's going traveling, but also, I mean, it doesn't have to be a mail card, it can be for anyone, but it was just really, I love all the sketchy lines, and it's great to colour. It's really easy to colour. So I'll show you the supplies that you need. You need a piece of Lagoon cardstock, and this measures 4 1/8, which is half of A4 in the UK, by 11.5. You need a piece of Pebble Path cardstock, and this measures 4 by 1 3/8. You need some scraps of Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon and Basic White, and we're going to cut these stitched squares out, and these are from Stylish Shapes, and you know I use this a lot. I'll just show you which ones we're using. It's for the Pretty Peacock, it's the biggest one, and for the other two it's the next size down. Okay, so these, if you don't have them, they're a must, because yeah, I use them all the time. So, you know, if you want to follow my videos, and please do subscribe and hit the bell button if you want to get notification of when I'm posting. I'm a little bit all over the place still at the moment, because some of you will know my daughter Bo's really not too well at the moment, so I'm having to fit them in when I can, and actually filming them is not too bad, it's editing them. So anyway, I digress. Now this piece here on the back, this is actually from Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper. So you may not have noticed these ones on the back, which are really great sketchy. I mean, look, the other side is a bit ooh for the daisies, but this is a really good sketchy side, and you get them on quite a few of these. Oh, not so keen on wild wheat, but I love that side. But some of these are great. This is on the back of this one, and you've got that. And actually this and the other paper I'm using in this are both in the designer series paper sale, which is going on throughout June. So if you want to place an order for that, or for this select other designer series paper in June, they've got 15% off. So that actually makes that one, I think it was $9.98, so a real bargain. There's 12 by 12 sheets. Keep digressing, sorry. This piece of designer series paper, it looks so different on this side, doesn't it, is from Bright and Beautiful, and again that's another one in the sale at the moment, and that would be $9.98 as well, and you get 40 sheets, 6 by 6. So really good time to stock up on that, and you can do that through my online shop or direct with me. I'm just going to show you how I cut this one, and I've used up most of my Lost Lagoon, so I'm just going to show you on this other one here. I should just show you this pack because I love these papers. So on one side you've got really bright and on the other side they're more kind of muted. So many uses for these. I'm just trying to find, I just saw a really nice muted one there and it's disappeared by, but here we go, like these nice little lemon lime twist. I'm going to use another one in a project soon, bubble bath. So yeah, gorgeous sheets here. So again, really worth getting a pack of these because you can use them for so many things. Now, I feel I'm being a bit disjointed with these sizes. So this little one here, I don't know if I told you, but it measures 3 7/8 by 1 1/4. And what I did, it's the same as this paper here, pretty much, but I took a 1/4 inch off the top because I didn't want too much white. So took a 1/4 inch off the top of the white bit first, and then I cut that at 3 7/8. So that's how I've got that to kind of have that look. Let's think, anything else? You need a scrap of Basic White to do some stamping on. Is that it for now? Oh, and the embossing folder, love. I've used this a couple of times actually. It's let's see, what's it called? I've got it in my book here marked. It's one of my favorites actually. It's a new one. Exposed brick. So it's really useful as a background. I mean, I was trying to make this kind of a bit more sea looking, but it's a really cute background. So I think if you're looking for something that, you know, doesn't have to be brick, but it just looks a little bit grungy maybe. I've actually used it with the daisy set, so it's really versatile. I'll show you these papers again. These are the daisy ones here, and then Bright and Beautiful, all these up here. This is actually this one I've used. And then the stamp set, as I said, was Next Destination. It's got, you know, you can make these gorgeous cards out of, so a great one to have. And you can mix and match it with some, you know, Father's Day stamps, happy birthday stamps, or you can use the sentiments on there. Okay, so let's go. This is the first time I've made a bookbinding card, actually, which quite surprises me because it's so simple. So this is the bit that's bound here, but it makes a really nice fold. So I'm going to show you the scoring. So ignore my little pegs on here because I will have been doing something else. Okay, so on the long side of your Lost Lagoon piece of cardstock, you need to score at 4 1/4 inches and at 5 3/4. There we go. Maybe I was doing this one and that one just fell off. So 4 1/4, 5 3/4. Okay, and then I only want to, sorry, I'm going to fold that in half, just give it a little burnish. I only want to emboss this piece here, so I'm going to take my embossing folder. So it's gone a bit, one of my ladies, lovely Liz, put it through the through on top of this in the class the other day, so it's just got a little hooked up, but it's absolutely fine. So you want the Stampin' Up logo facing upwards to you, and I'm just going to line up the edge with this edge here. There we go. So like this, and if you don't want to have that going in the back, we'll just line it up. It doesn't matter if you go over a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pop this through the embossing machine. I'll be right back. Okay, so there you see I haven't quite got it up to the edge, but I'm really not too worried about that. So then we're going to fold along this score line back on itself and just give that a little burnish there, and that's your little bookbinding bit. So we're going to seal this by just putting some glue on this bit that I haven't embossed. Here we go. And that's how you get the bookbinding bit. So it's a really simple fold, but I think you could use it for so many different cards. Okay, so there we go. Okay, actually I did forget to tell you that you will need a piece of 4x4 basic white for the insert here. If I put one in this one, yeah. So this is 4x4. So just remember to cut yourself one of those as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and layer up this piece of designer series paper onto this Pebble Path, and I loved how Pebble Path went with Lost Lagoon. I think that's a really good combo. So this, not so much. It's a bit busy for this card. Great on something else though. Okay, so pop this on there with a little border all the way around, and then before we stick it on here, we're going to tie a little knot around here, and this is using, and you have to excuse mine, I've got ink all over the top, bordered ribbon in Lost Lagoon. So again, perfect. And you'll need about 6.5 inches just to tie that and have a little bit to trim. Now this does fray a little bit, but it's really pretty ribbon, so I'd still recommend getting it, but you just need to be prepared to trim at some point. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie this, am I still in shot, in a knot. Double knot we need here. So I've only just given myself enough to do this. You could give yourself more, but I don't like wasting it, and especially it's got to last throughout my classes. So and you will need to hold it quite taut and get some really sharp scissors just to cut the little diagonal ends like this. Oops, nearly cut my finger. And then that's going to layer up onto this little piece here that we didn't emboss. So let's go ahead and stick that on. Okay, it's really hot here in the UK. probably wouldn't mean anything to you if you're in parts of the USA or in Australia. I know Linda normally watches me in Australia, but honestly, it's really not for me, and I've had to turn my fan off to do the video, so I'm kind of suffering a little bit here. It's the Irish genes. Okay, so next we're just going to pop this bit on here. Again, a little border around the side and the top. It looks so busy on this side now, but that would be great for another project, but definitely not for this one. Like I say, if you want to order some of the designer series paper or see which ones are included in the 15% off, pop on to my online shop or get in touch if you've got a favourite, and I can tell you if it's on the list. But definitely these two sets are in there. Okay, and then I've gone ahead and cut these just to save a bit of time. So like I say, one in the biggest square and two in these smaller ones. And I didn't want to stamp directly on here. I wanted to just offset these a bit. So let's go ahead and stick these on. And in my class, I'd done a couple of quite detailed projects, so I wanted one that we could do at the end that just kind of layers up with a bit of colouring, nice relaxing kind of end to the evening. But I also know that some of my ladies would want a Father's Day card. I know my sister's giving my dad this, so I can't, but other people would prefer it for a birthday card, so it's really versatile. So yeah, all of these are just stuck down with liquid glue. That one about, don't want it too equal. Let's go that way a bit more. There we go. I don't like anything to be too symmetrical there, apart from, if I'm meaning to layer. Okay, let's do some stamping. So I'm using the little case here and the sunglasses with the airline ticket. Okay, so a bit of Memento ink, and with these big stamps I find it easier, oh, can't get the lid off, to ink up this way, because one, you can see if you've got it covered and on your finger, as I just have, but also, yeah, it's just easier than doing it that way. So stamp that one down, press hard, and it's meant to be all sketchy like that, so it's a really lovely forgiving set. And then this one I'm just going to ink the normal way, and with the sunglasses, because it's quite a solid image, just check that you're covered. I think I am there, and just stamp down again. And I'm using Memento ink because I'm going to use blends, and that's the ink you need to use with blends, and you need to use regular basic white, not thick basic white, otherwise it can bleed. So the blends I'm using, I've got light and dark Pecan Pie, I've got light Pool Party, and I've got light and dark Lost Lagoon, and what else did I have? I've got light Smoky Slate, and I think I use light Crumb Cake, but let's have a look here. Okay, so I won't show you all my colouring because that's not too interesting, is it? But I tend to use these darker bits here for the darker colour. Just bring it in a bit. Don't worry, we're going to fussy cut this, so don't worry if you've gone over a little bit like me. So a bit darker in these bits here. And then, do I use a darker one for the sunglasses? I'm going to have a little look in a sec. And then literally just blend in with this one. And I really like this colour. I'm not a massive fan of this kind of brown normally. Although, well, I guess I am really. Soft suede I quite liked, and this is really a good replacement for that. It's things like, I don't really like, oh, what's it called? I need to have a look. Cajun Craze. Not my fave, and I guess that's more kind of orangey than brown anyway, but yeah, it's not for me unless I'm doing plant pots. Then I can deal with it, but I know other people love it, so that's the beauty of Stampin' Up. It's all choice, isn't it? So again, a bit more colouring up here, and I'm going to just fast forward this while you watch. Okay, camera strap I'm going to do in the darker Pecan Pie, just so that we can see a bit of difference here. You, of course, will take your time and stay in the lines. Now, just while I've got it here, I'm just going to do the sunglasses this time in the lighter colour. Maybe I did before. Okay, and then light pool party for this little ticket here. And a bit just showing through the glasses here. And then some Lost Lagoon on the notepad. Oops, I've missed a bit of the case. I think I did that originally as well, because it looks like it's part of the notepad, but it's actually the case up here. The lighter one. Oh, I've done it the other way around. This is the darker one. That's fine. And then with the strap of the case, I just went round in Smoky Slates. You could just leave it. It doesn't really matter, but I just filled that in. And the little buckle here for the handle. Finally, like I said, just a little bit, I think it was Crumb cake I used. It may have been Petal Pink, I'm not sure, but I'm just going to pop these little lighter bits with this. There we go. Yeah, and I think that's it. So I'm going to fussy cut these and I'll be right back. Okay, and don't worry about these sketchy bits at the bottom for this one. I'm just cutting them off. So there we go, really easy to cut out. So this little case here, I'm going to prop up on some dimensionals. Here, backing's off. Okay, and then let's offset that again. And then this one's just going to tuck in slightly, and I'm just going to put some glue on this end. I love how this card turned out, and I think all the colours work just so well together. So happy with Lost Lagoon coming back. Okay, so then I finally finished it off with some, and I've got very few left here because I've been doing my class, in colour dots. See, I've just got just a few of the Pebble Path left, so I'm going to get my take a pick tool, and I'm going to put one of the, in fact I haven't got the biggest ones, they've all gone, but pop one there, another medium sized one here, and then one of the smallies up here. Like I say, you would pop your 4x4 piece of white, basic white in there, and there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed making this next adventure bookbinding Father's Day card with me. Take care, see you soon, bye.